guys, welcome. My name is GlenNeta Griffin. I am the CEO and founder of the Georgia Media Academy, and we are so excited to speak to you guys today. We have an amazing guest that we have this week. So we're going to be bringing you live industry talks in reference to anything film related, media related, entertainment related every single week. So kicking it off is our guest, Miss Cardellia Hunter. She is the director of, let me get this right because it's a tongue twister, the Atlanta Mayor's Office of Film and Entertainment. Is that correct?
Absolutely. You're right on the nose.
Good,
Thank you.
welcome, and thank you for
Hi.
being here. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing well. Thank you. Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited to talk to you. I know we've talked before and we've been at mutual events and we've worked together, and I just love your presence and I just love everything that you bring to the table. So I'm excited to be able to share that with everybody else today as well, because I know some people have a lot of questions. I've had people emailing me going like, what's going on with filming in Atlanta? I'm like,
okay, what are we doing?
On with a professional.
I'm going to try to, the best that I can. I think I have some, pretty good information. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, so we're going to jump right in. So guys, as you are tuning in, if you do have questions, there is a chat room at the bottom, and then there's also a Q&A, so you can drop your questions there, and then we're going to take the audience questions about the last 15 minutes, okay? All right, so let's just jump right in. Why don't you just formally introduce yourself and tell us exactly what you do for the city?
Well, once again, I'm Cardellia Hunter, Director for the Mayor's Office of Film and Entertainment for the City of Atlanta, and I oversee the permitting process for productions that want to come and film in the city.
Awesome. So let's talk about some of the projects that you've worked on.
Woo! Oh my goodness. So I am forever grateful for one, which is Fast and Furious 5. Mm-hmm. That was like my first production I worked on, really had my hands on, and it kind of oversaw that whole process of them closing down some major streets and getting some really action shots. So that was my first and foremost. Black Panther was another one. They actually filmed in the City of Atlanta City Hall in one of our, in the chambers, in the council chambers. So that was pretty memorable. I think I actually went on set on the last day out. So that was pretty good. And then a few Marvels, Captain America Civil War, which was very exciting because that one, the first scene, they had crashed into the Civic Center.
Oh no!
Our Civic Center, they had put up this whole facade wall, and the first scene was crashing right into it, and that took a whole lot, but that's very memorable as well.
That is very memorable. Any crashes are memorable. We're going to talk about some challenges too.
Yeah.
So let's talk about walking us through the permitting process. So if there's someone that's on, if they are an indie filmmaker or with a production company, walk us through the permitting process.
Yeah, so for our office, it's a one-stop shop where you can come in and get your permit and help be maneuvered around the city of Atlanta so that you can film, safely, and make sure you have all your permits, and everyone that needs to be aware is aware. Usually what happens is once you find your location, then you come to us to actually submit a permit if you need to have a lane closure or a sidewalk or a full street closure. Or a smaller production might just want to get a B-roll or low key, and that's a permit where you are not impeding the right of way. A small crew B-roll, you probably only have about two to three at the max. Low key is 10 or less, and they're not impeding the right of way. But once they come to our office, then we make sure that they have all the proper documents needed for filming, like your certificate of insurance. If when we give a permit and you close the right of way, you have to have a police coordinator. So we have to make sure all these documents are in. And then what happens is once we get all of your information and all of your documents, then we send it out to some of our inside stakeholders like APD and fire and, Department of Public Works. We send them out to them so everybody can kind of chime in and make sure that the closures is to our MUTCD code, and then B, making sure we don't have like construction in that area or a special event. So once you go through that whole process and get that approved, then the permit is issued. another little part inside of that is our notifications. So we send out notifications when we first get them. It's like a pending, just letting the whatever community they're going to be in, just letting them know that that production is going to be in the area. And then, you know, they have to notify us well, but that is a little bit more part of our process of what we need to do right before we issue their permit. So it goes through a few hands. And then once the permit is issued, you know, once the permit is approved and everything, then we issue it, and, you know, their guidelines or their restrictions, as we would say, is listed on that permit.
Awesome. And so it sounds like you guys have all of the resources right there at your hands for us. So if we're coming in as filmmakers and we don't really know to contact Public Works or PD or whatever we need, you guys can kind of walk us through that process.
Absolutely. We walk you through the process really from beginning to end, up until we actually issue that permit. So it's like sometimes they might need, you know, we have this camera ready for the state of Georgia, and each county is broken down. And so sometimes they're looking for certain locations, and we can direct them there and help them find their locations, because some are just really coming off of a Humburg. You know, they're needing some guidance. And then, yes, we do. We make sure that they APD, they get their traffic control plan. The traffic control plan is what's needed when you're actually taking a lane, street, or sidewalk closure. And it has to be vetted through Department of Public Works. So we provide them with the companies that actually do the maps for them. Yeah, if they need, you know, fire or anything of that sort, any stakeholder, any stakeholder for the city of Atlanta, we pretty much help them get everything that they need.
Awesome. Let's talk about filming in parks. That was a big, you know, question that a lot of people have and a lot of filmmakers, because you think, okay, it's beautiful, it's wide open, it's a public area. Do you have to have a permit to film in parks, or can you just literally take your camera out there and go for it?
Wow, I wish it was that easy.
I know, right?
You are considered to be on City of Atlanta property. We have some beautiful City of Atlanta parks. We have some very common ones that like to get filmed in all the time, like Piedmont Park or Woodruff Park or Old Fourth Ward. But if you want to film in any of the City of Atlanta parks, you do have to come to our office and put in an application, because then at that time, once we send it out, we're sending it over to the Parks and Rec Authority for approval. So we don't issue any permits in any parks without the approval of Parks and Rec. And so that's whether it's, you know, small shoot, you know, into a large feature. You have to have a permit to go in. Now we do get a lot of calls, about still photography. You just want to do some still shooting without filming. Then you don't need a permit for that to go into the park to do your still photography. Yes.
No, good stuff. Yeah. So what other resources does your office have for filmmakers if they don't know? I know that you're going to plug your website and tell us where to go and we can find the information, but what other resources do you guys have available for us?
In regards to filming or just general overall?
Filming in Atlanta, any other resources?
So we have resources for MARTA. To be able to do MARTA. We have resources for, well, MARTA now oversees the streetcar. We have resources for funding. We have resources like, say, for instance, you're working on a project and you might need funding to finish of that sort. Then we have a partnership with Invest Atlanta, and you can find that information on their website at investatlanta.com. I think it's /Creative Industry Fund, and it's also on our website at setsouthatl.com. What other resources? Location managers, you know, PAs. We have a big Bible, so definitely one-stop shop. And even, you know, we have resources where, you know, they might want to film in another, outside the City of Atlanta, in another county or something like that. We also have the resources to make sure that we hook them up with the right people as well.
Awesome, that's good stuff. Let's talk about challenges people face, you know, with complex scenes. So, you know, you'll see in a big film and, you know, they blocked off this huge Atlanta street you
Yeah.
know, and they're flipping cars and blowing up buildings and stuff like that. Let's talk
Yeah.
about, you know, those complex scenes, how that works.
It takes a lot of preparation into the complex scenes. I can just say that, taking one for example, not too long ago, we did Bad Boys for Life here, Bad Boys 3. And they actually wanted to film on the 17th Street Bridge. And
Mm.
so what most people don't know is that 17th Street Bridge is broken down into three ownerships.
Oh,
City of
wow.
Atlanta owns a piece, the state owns a piece, and then Atlantic Station. So that was, you know, the beginning of building those relationships and talking with the different entities to even be able to have them to land a helicopter in the
Mhm.
middle of a week, you
Yeah.
know, on a bridge. Basically, you have a lot of condos and townhomes and everything there. So it's kind of considered a residential. So the complex was just making sure that the productions, along with my office, along with Midtown Alliance, helps us with notifying that we were double notified. We had to get not only approvals from our office, but for the other entities as well. And so the complex was making sure that we all came together to
Right.
make sure that we sat at the table, to make sure that, because when the way we closed it down, you have to worry about a detour route. And if you live around 17th Street Bridge or no Atlantic Station, you know, if you cut off the two main 17th and 16th, then that detour route is going to get a little big and crazy. So,
Right.
you know, you have to take in consideration when you're shutting the streets down about, you know, the complexity of what that closure is going to actually look like. It takes a lot of planning. And with
Mhm.
three different entities having to come together to get it done, you know, it was good. It turned
Yeah.
out good. If you haven't seen the scene is great. But, you know, remember I said a helicopter was in the scene as well.
Right.
So you can only fly so, drone flying. So those are the complexity. Everybody just sees what's on the screen at the
Yeah.
end, but really the behind the scenes is a lot of work. And so with our office doing the permitting, you know, that's a pretty important part for them to be able to film effectively and safely.
Yes. Yes, definitely safely. You want
You-
that to end.
Absolutely, yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
absolutely. Let's talk about COVID-19 because I know there's so many people. Oh my goodness, it's just uprooted everybody's life right now, and there's
it
so
really has.
many filmmakers that are really concerned about, you know, getting back to work.
Yeah.
What are any of your? Do you have any predictions, or are there any COVID-19 mandates or anything else that you know people should be on alert for?
So for right now, for our office, City of Atlanta, we're not issuing any permits right now. We're still
Right.
up under our mayor's moratorium. So, um, you know, safety is first and trying to even figure out a safe way, you know, to open it back up our city. So definitely filming is part of making sure everybody comes back safely. You know, right now, we're just waiting. The studios is in their hands. They're doing, you know, I'm sure they're working around the clock to put in, you know, special restrictions now, and also safety issues in place just to make sure so that when they come back, I think when they come back, we'll be ready.
Mhm.
You know, but as of right now, we're just still staying patient and waiting and see, you know, once we open back up, how things will fall back in. You know, hopefully before the end of the summer, we'll be ready to, you know, start filming. I know it's a lot of productions out there that want to get back to work, but safety is first.
Yes.
And I'm just thinking that uh, maybe low key B-roll
Mhm.
permits, then, you know, then smaller little shoots and stuff, and then kind of make our way up. But, you know, only time would tell what's going on, and making sure we can take that decline and stay there with COVID-19. And then even with filming in some of our City of Atlanta buildings, we get a lot of filming in those buildings, but excuse me, we won't know the outcome until everything is put in place by the executive level. Yeah, so,
Absolutely.
you know.
Let's talk more about that really quick. What are the steps? So, you know, you want to see there's a lot of filmmakers that they may actually write a scene around actually being inside of the Georgia State Capitol or, you know, some kind of
Yeah.
city building. So what are the steps if you actually want to film inside of a city building?
So if you wanted to film inside one of the City of Atlanta buildings, the first thing you would do is get in contact with our office, and then you would, and then we would set you up with what we call a scout for the location that you will want to film at. And
Okay.
it's usually whatever building, if you're at the detention center or a very popular 72 Marietta, we have stakeholders inside there that helps us when the productions want to go in and actually do a scout. And then once the scout is done and we come up on dates and everything needed, then they would have to obtain a location agreement from us. And the location agreement is letting them know that they're going to be filming on City Atlanta property and all that's going to take place. If there's any lane, street, or sidewalk closures at that time while you're trying to secure your City of Atlanta building, then we advise you to go ahead and submit your application for any lane, street, or sidewalk closures. It is fees that are associated with renting out our buildings. I don't have those actual fees for the buildings online, but if anybody wanted to know, the cost, then I can be reached. I'll leave all my contact at the end. But once you go through the whole process, then we issue you your permit, and then you go on and then you do your filming there, whether it's prepping a few days, filming and then striking. City of Atlanta buildings, we don't allow filming until after 5 p.m., which is
Okay.
work hours,
Good to know.
Monday through Friday. And, City Hall is pretty busy with,
Yeah.
all different types of events. So when productions want to actually film there, then we're really checking against other schedules to make sure that there's nothing else there in order for them to be able to film. But after 5 during the week, and then on the weekends, but that was post-COVID. So I'm
Yeah.
sure
Yeah. And I
that's
want
going
to
to
talk to you about
change.
that too. Just,
Yes.
one-on-one, like, what do you think is going to be different? Like, what changes to production and the filming process do you believe is going to take place after all of this is over?
Well, we definitely know it's going to be very clean. Not that it wasn't already, but when I say clean, less people. We'll probably have to be on set at time we're filming. I'm sure the productions are going to get creative and find out what they can actually do, post-production, in part to being out actually filming. Probably temperatures being checked, hopefully having a place for the productions to go to even be tested. I mean, I think we're definitely going to see a change when it comes to catering. I've been hearing, now won't be serving. They'll definitely serve in a box. So I think change is all for the better, for safety is going to really take place more than anything. And then I guess the big productions are going to have to figure out how to cut it down, scale their cast and crew on. And, sometimes, alone your backups could be up to 500, if not more. So I'm sure that the studios are still trying to figure out that, but I'm sure definitely some safety measures will be changed upon them.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I've heard a lot about background talent being cut. The
Right,
large stadium scenes are being, automated and, more digital
right.
scenes
Mm-hmm.
versus having so many people on set. And, sadly, there's so much principal talent that still comes in from like New York and LA. A lot of
Yeah,
our, Atlanta talent they rely heavily on, the background or the supporting role. So that part right there for our Atlanta talent is going to be a challenge.
yeah, it's definitely going to be a challenge. Not just, yeah, of course, Georgia, but I think everywhere it's definitely
Yeah,
going to be a challenge, but especially here for
I
us.
agree with that. I
Um,
agree with
It'll be interesting, it's going to be
that.
very interesting to see, what a set looks like post-COVID.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree with that. Guys, if you're watching and you have a question, go ahead and drop it into the chat. If there's a chat box at the bottom or a Q&A, drop it there and we'll get your question answered. I had a question that came in earlier.
Yeah.
It said, do you have to be a Georgia resident to take part in some of the filming opportunities? And I mean, I can answer that, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and I'll just bounce off of you.
And when he was saying filming opportunities for
In
work,
Atlanta, yeah.
um, is he out of state? I guess.
Yeah, I'm not even sure, but I would
Okay.
just, bounce off of that. And you have to be a local, a local, and
Right.
be able to, get to the location if you're going to film. But yeah, I guess
Maybe
the opportunities for filming in Atlanta, I'm not sure. But if you are the person that submitted that question, my response to that is no, you don't have to be a Georgia resident. You have to be a local hire, unless, they're probably not going to fly you in to film here.
okay.
So
Yeah, read that question for me one more time. I think I must have
yes, the question
misunderstood
is,
it.
do you have to be a Georgia resident to take part in some of the filming opportunities?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, no, I mean, depending on what part of the production he wants to be on, but
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
his experience as
And then
well.
be a local hire, like if you are coming in from out of state to work in the city of Atlanta or to work in Georgia, you have to be a local hire, meaning you have to put yourself up. They're probably not going to fly you in and pay for your hotel and
Right.
all that kind of stuff. So there we go.
Okay.
Okay, that was your question. You're in College Park now. Okay, awesome. Yeah. So no, it was
Okay.
your question. And
Okay.
Leah, thank you for your question. So the
Yeah.
answer is no, you don't have to be, because you are in College Park and you are local, you can
Yes.
submit to projects and you can work on local projects depending on, what you do. I'm not sure what you do right now. So that one.
Right.
And you had another question, where can you find out about wardrobe styling jobs in Atlanta? And are there agencies that handle that? Are you familiar with wardrobe styling?
I am not familiar with any wardrobe stylists here in Atlanta, any type of certificate program, academy. However, I am in contact with a wardrobe stylist who I have been speaking with in regards to what can someone do if that's the route that they would like to take. One of them, she said, which you don't have to, but one of them is becoming a PA in the wardrobe stylist department and learning everything you need to know from there.
Mhm.
And then if you actually have, work and you've already been working on projects, well, that's the one that I really need to dig into to see if we have any extra training that you can to do to probably get on set. But what I can tell you is a good network for you would be WIFTA, Women in Film and Television Atlanta. It's a great organization. It's here, and they're very informal and very resourceful. So I would advise you, if you're not a member, to definitely join. And if you are a member, then please take advantage of that membership because they have awesome classes. And definitely, I know the way they mix and mingle, you definitely will find someone in that arena of wardrobe stylists. So
Yeah,
good luck to you.
I think we met at a WIFTA event, maybe.
Either we met at WIFTA or we met at when I did the podcast for
Yeah, Georgia
over
Public
at
Broadcasting. Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Was that the first thing with Kalina? With
Yes,
credits, the
yes,
podcast
absolutely. Yeah,
correct.
so the bottom line to that is network wherever you are when you
Yes,
can, get back out there. If you are listening, network. You can't, this is a relationship business. I'm gonna say that. So,
yes it
film and
is.
television is a relationship business. You have to literally get out and plug yourself in. And because we are, still multi-quarantine, there are a lot of Facebook groups that you can jump on. If you are in Facebook groups, there's a lot of groups for filming in Atlanta for, all types of industry. So you have to jump out there and just really introduce yourself.
Right.
L'Oreal. Hey,
Absolutely.
L'Oreal.
Yep. Hi,
Hey.
L'Oreal.
Hey, girl. I think I'm
Okay.
still in LA. Are you back? Are you back in Georgia now? She said, hey.
No,
Nope, she's
no.
in LA.
She's in
Hey,
LA. Her and
LA.
Bentley. Mhm.
I know. Awesome.
Yes.
That's good stuff. Yeah,
Network.
networking is key. Everything that I do is around networking. Just you have to get out there and meet people in the industry.
Absolutely.
Surprised at how many people are looking, could be looking for you. So
Right.
yeah, as a stylist and you're new to the area, you have to get out and mix and mingle with somebody else. You can meet another stylist at a networking event who needs an assistant. And
Yes.
you're just in the right place at the right time, and they're looking for you. So you have to get out and talk about that.
Yeah.
Cardellia, can we talk about I Do Film? Because I'm
Yes.
really excited about your project with I Do Film?
So I'm excited, and it must be coming to fruition because L'Oreal was on here. And so like L'Oreal knew that idea a long time ago and helped it with I Do Film Atlanta, which is, you know, a community engagement platform that I really want to kick off. And as I've been trying to explore which way I wanted to go with it, you know, my passion is for, you know, college kids that want to come into the entertainment arena, film. And so I know it really will be a college geared platform for I Do Film, and just helping with the network and stuff. Because I go and speak at different schools, colleges, I should say, and you'd be surprised who, you know, their networking isn't in, and not having positive people around them. So, and in order for them to be able to pursue. So why not start right here, you know, in Atlanta? And it's also going to be a great podcast for the creatives. And I'll just have different genres of folks to come on and just talk about what it is that, you know, they do. And hopefully they'll be able to give some type of feedback to be able to help someone in need of information. So it's really going to be a community engagement platform that is going to be very resourceful and with a lot of information to help, you know, our young kids be able to move into this entertainment industry.
Awesome. That's good stuff. I wish you the best on that. I'm going to be right here. So when you need me,
yes, because I'm going to have you. We're going to switch off. Yes.
Well, tell me where I fit in, girl. Just call me. I'll be there.
Yes, absolutely.
Good. So let's talk about this really quick, because you are in the filming office and you see these huge Marvel productions, and then you also see like indie filmmakers that are trying to make it. What advice would you give to any filmmaker right now, just because we're still like in the development process right now? And I say that because now's a really good time to get your stuff together, because when all of this clears up, we can all get back to work. So what advice would you have for someone right now that's in filmmaking or wanting to break into filmmaking to make the process easier?
I think that, you know, you couldn't be in a better place being here in Atlanta to work on a project or to even break it here. Like I said before, this city is so rich with resources from all different outlets, whether it's our office or GPP, you know, or WIFTA or Black Women Film Network. What I would say is I think this will be a good time to really work on your project, because I do believe we will probably get more use for our own creative content here. We're here, not having to fly anyone in, you know, just tying into safety. And then also, I think it's affordable to definitely do the project here. I can't, you know, and then, like I said, it's so resourceful when you want to do that project. And so for our office, we're here to help that indie project, you know, in any way that we can. You'd be surprised how many people would want help, and, you know, just different locations that they might think that they can't film, or might think because of big production film there, it's not feasible. You know, that's not the case. It is I think we're very feasible to be able to film and get you a good product. I'd rather you spend it on something else than all kind of like permitting fees. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then, like I said, you know, we have that creative industry fund, you know, people looking to kind of fund their project. And then, you know, all the film festivals, I know a lot of them, you know, had to cancel and reschedule for the year, and some of them might be going virtual, but, you know, we have so many different film festivals here that once you do create your project, you can go in and, you know, get it shown and enter it in. And I think this will be a good place to break in, because we're so resourceful.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I want to encourage everyone to do that anyway, to create your own project. So this isn't a time where you want to sit around and wait to get greenlit by a major production company or, you know, a major network or something like that. I really think that the creativity is in creating your own project. So, I mean, sometimes you have to greenlight yourself, you know, so that's one thing I've been doing, is a lot more writing since we've been, you know, inside and quarantined. And I want to encourage people to do that. So give yourself a job, and just, you know, if it's a project that you want to do, find some people. Like I said, it's a networking industry. It's a relationship industry. So if it's, you know, something you want to do or a project that's on your mind, find those people in your network. And when this is over, go ahead and project yourself with the resources that you have or that you can come up with, and instead of waiting on the large productions, because we don't
Yeah.
know at the end of this what it's going to be and what it's going
Right.
to look like. And if we're
Mhm.
all sitting around waiting on Hollywood to really come to us, we could be waiting for a long time.
That's right. And then you'd be surprised even visiting some of your college campuses with seniors getting ready to come out and film and media who would definitely love to help with that project,
Oh,
shoot,
yeah.
extras, everything. I mean, got to utilize it. It's very
Yeah.
resourceful. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the colleges and universities, they already have the equipment and they'll have
Yeah.
everything. So they want to shoot. They want credit. You can give them a meal and credit, and they'll,
Yeah.
be willing to help you with your projects. So I definitely want to encourage people to do that as well. So go
Yeah.
ahead and plug your resources. Like, how do people stay connected to you if they want to get connected to the film office and to get all of those resources on the website, and then to you if you want to plug that as well?
Okay. So if you want to reach me at the film office for the city of Atlanta, you can reach me at crhunter@atlantagA.gov. You can visit our website at setsouth.atl.com, and all of our social media handles are ATL Film. So you can reach us for the City of Atlanta Film and Entertainment Office. And then if you would like to reach me, I can be reached, my handles are Cardellia Hunter at Cardellia Hunter at Instagram. I just went blank. LinkedIn, at Cardellia H, Twitter, and then Cardellia Hunter at Facebook. So that's how you can reach
Well,
me.
you have a unique name. They can find you anyway.
They should be able to find me. Yeah.
Cardelia is another GlenNeta. They can find us very
Yes.
easily.
Yeah. We're unique. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
good. Do you guys have any final questions? If you want to drop them really quick. Cardelia, do you have a final word for us? A final message during this COVID-19 to keep everybody inspired?
Yes. Filming is coming back soon. Take time for yourself. Do something that you wanted to do but didn't have the opportunity because of time or work. Be very creative, and dare yourself. Go outside the box and dare yourself. And I think that will definitely build your confidence to make you grow a little bit more. So, GlenNeta, I appreciate this opportunity. I've had a great time. I do want to plug in right quick that for my location manager guild award for Baby Driver. I do want to say how that was another complex because we shut down the interstates to get that film shoot for Baby Driver. So location manager guild award, which was nominated by the location managers, and it was our first time being nominated, and we won.
Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
That's
Thank you.
awesome. So let me ask you this. What do you hope to see for your office, for the film office that's moving forward?
I hope to see us being able to implement some educational resources for the city of Atlanta, residents. I want to see us just hone in on our craft of what we're already doing, partnershiping up, doing local partnerships with, nonprofits or whoever is needing some assistance with creativity, entertainment, fashion, just really, we're definitely known for film and entertainment, for film, but we definitely want to, embark more on entertainment with fashion and gaming, and sorts like that. So I'm just looking for our office to, get back to work safely, continue to produce blockbuster movies, and just, see what's next.
Awesome. Well, you had a few people that said thank you very much. They said, what are some new things, activities you've tried since COVID-19?
Amofi wise or outside of Amofi? Let's see, what have we tried? Things, activities. Mostly was business, working. We did host a Zoom with our location managers just to check in on them and see how they were doing. And then we also, once again, it was work as well. but we also got on the phones, did a Zoom meeting with our film monitors in our community that helps us oversee filming in their community. So outside of that, we do have some activities that we want to come and bring out. I think we were just waiting to see what the outcome is when we're going to go back into the office or if we're going to work from home. But we have some fun activities that we are thinking about rolling out so that everybody can kind of join in and with us.
Good.
I think that's it. Pretty much in the house. Yeah.
Well, awesome, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Cardellia, so much for doing this. We appreciate you. We wanted to hear your voice and enlighten us and give us hope for tomorrow.
Yes, we have hope. We have hope. You know, we're going to be okay. We're going to be safe. We're going to be safe first, and then we're going to get back to filming.
Yes, absolutely. Back to filming. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Cardellia, thank you so much. Y'all stay safe.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.